तो आज हम ट्राई करेंगे कि वीएम कैसे क्रिएट करते हैं गूगल क्लाउड में। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट विल ट्राई machine image. There are some machine image by default you can find in the Google environment, but apart from that, if you want to use a hardened image from your VMware environment, you and use it in the for GCP. Also, if you have created one VM inside the GCP and you have hardened that machine, using that machine you can create an image, and using that image you can create the multiple machines over there. So first, how to create machine, about the images and the disk. How can we add the disk, external disk in the machine, virtual machine, as well as the type of machine and the cost is how the cost is fluctuating for the different type of disks. So to create a machine we required a VPC and subnet. So I have already created a VPC, that is prod CS. VPC is a Cloud Siksha, is my project which I have created over here. Inside this project I have created a VPC, and inside that VPC these three VPCs 1, 2 and 3 are for VM machine, and fourth one, the subnet 4 is the subnet 4 is for the load balancer. So whenever we create a internal HTTPS load balancer inside the Google Cloud, it required a proxy subnet. So for that one I have created a proxy subnet here, and subnet 1, subnet 2 and subnet 3, these are for the virtual machine. So I will create a virtual machine inside the subnet 1. This is the part of VPC 01. So either you can search VM from here, this is VM instance, or you can go through the console is a VM compute engine. So I will show you how to create a VM through the Google Cloud console or from the Cloud Shell. So just go to the create instance. If you are using a free version of GCP, it will not allowing you to create a Windows VM. It will only allow to create Linux based Ubuntu, Red Hat or other Linux flavor. It will not allow you to create a Windows VM here. So suppose it's a test -VM 01. I'm creating this in the North Virginia because my VPC is created for North Virginia region, and in the region I have three zones A, B, C. Is a for the load balancing purpose, or you can say is a for synchronize your data, if to prevent you from the data loss. If you have 2 or 3 web servers, you can put it in A, B, C zone, one server in each zone to protect your data. Now the type of machines here is a compute optimized, memory optimized. In memory optimized you can see is a high end of memory with this type of VM, and its a cost is very high. Same is a compute optimized is a with the number of CPU and memory. Also, if you want to create a general purpose like for web server or for any um, jump server, you can create it in the general purpose. It's a low cost of memory and CPU. So I am choosing here 2V CPU, E2 small, and now going to the mm, changing the OS type. I am using a Windows server here because it's a paid version of GCP. It's a data center, and here you can see you have four type of boot disk. It's a balanced persistent disk, extreme persistent disk, SSD persistent disk, and standard persistent disk. For the time being, I am using balanced persistent disk. I will show you the difference between all four and just select it. Now go to the firewall. If you have not configured any firewall, you can use it by default. Once you check it, it will create a default firewall rules in the firewall section. Like here I am searching firewall inside the BPC network is a firewall rules. If I have configured one firewall rule IAPCS, this is to connect your machine without using the public IP. You can, without using public IP, you can take the remote session of your machine. So that's why I have created a firewall rule. If I will not allow this and I will check these firewall rules, it will create a rule inside the firewall section here. So, and then in the networking section is a IAPCS is a tag. Once I will apply this tag, the firewall rule which I have created will apply on the machine is the IAPCS. But I have selected the default firewall rules, that's why I am not allowing here. And for the testing purpose, I will show you again. Once the machine will be created, then I will apply the tag to access this machine from IAP. And apart from that is you can see is my BPC is showing subnet 4. I'm just changing it to subnet 1 because subnet 4 is for load balancer, and removing this external IP from the machine. Then it will show you the disk. If you want to add a disk, you can add it from here. Attach existing disk. If you have any existing disk in the environment, Google Drive environment, or any hardened disk, you can attach here. Once you create the machine, after that also you can add a disk or remove a disk. So, and some more things I want to show, that deploy container. If you will deploy, it will run the microservices. You can say that the Kubernetes, and for Kubernetes is create the pod. Also you can run the Docker inside the Kubernetes. So I will cover that in the Kubernetes sections. So once I will tell you about the Kubernetes, I will uh, tell you about the how to deploy a Kubernetes service, and while creating a VM for uh, Windows, for Linux, what are the benefits to deploy the container from here. And this is security. In security is a shielded VM. So shielded VM or SSH key, you can see it here. The shielded VM features include the trusted UEFI firmware, and it comes with the hardware only. So whenever you want to turn on the BTPM, you need to turn on the integrity monitoring. So you can see it, virtual trust platform module BTPM validates your guest VM pre-boot and boot integrity. and offers key generation and protection. So option for secure boot and the VTPM and integrity monitoring. This is comes with the shielded VM. So integrity monitoring lets you monitor and verify the runtime, boot integrity of your shielded VM instance using stack driver report. What is stack driver? Stack driver is a monitoring tool. Okay, you can use it from Google console. Just you need to search the stack driver and it will come in the picture. So required VTPM to be enabled. So if you are not enabling the VTPM, you cannot enable the integrity monitoring. And management salt tendencies, here availability policy, preemptibility off or on option, on host maintenance is a terminate VM instance. Thus a preemptible VM cost much less but lasts only 24 hours. It can be terminated sooner due to system demands. Means whenever any other system requires the VM, it will uh, get terminated and the resources will be allocated to another VM. And also you once you click on the learn more, it will give you the page and from where you can learn more about the preemptible VM. Is the automatic restart, you can on or off from here, but I don't want the automatic restart. Just create, but before creating this VM, just I need to click on the equivalent command line. This is the rest command, is a for the REST API reference. If you click here, it will give you the what is a REST API. I will cover in the next section. Close it and just click on the so I'm not creating the VM from here, from the just once you make the configuration as per your desire, how which kind of machine you want to create. Just once you configured here, just click on the equivalent command line, click here. It will gives you the command to create a VM from GCP cell, like is a let me how can I so now I have copied the command from there, and you can see G Cloud Compute Instance create test VM1 is the same VM which I have configured here. Is a test VM1 project, is a Cloud Siksha, zone East US 4A is a US East 4, and region is a zone A 4A. Okay, this is my project, and the same configuration which I have provided here is a Windows machine 2012 DC and other things. So just copy this command, go to Cloud Shell, enable this Cloud Shell command line from here. Now paste the command and enter, authorize, and then Now it's showing your machine has been created, and the IP is 10.0.0.3. And always remember, whenever you create a subnet, like you have created a subnet 10.0.0.0/24, this is a subnet which you have created inside in a BPC. Then first two IP and last two IP of these subnets are not in use. First IP is for gateway, last IP is for broadcast, second last IP is for future purpose, and the second IP is uh, for the computer network. Okay, so first two IP and the last two IP are not used by GCP. Okay, now you can see the machine has been created over here using the cloud console. Okay, the same way you can create firewall uh, and the other services like disk, everything you can create from the cloud console. So apart from that, if I'm you trying to say you just create, go to the create a machine, the point where you are choosing this OS, you can see three more options here is a custom image, snapshot, and existing disk. The existing disk, it's your you can say is a on-prem. You can take a VHD file from on-prem, is a hardened image of the disk, and you can put it here. Or custom image is a image name, select a project here, image name. If you have any image here, you can select it, and from existing disk, keyboard disk, device name, all the things. So these are the part where you can find the image. Also a snapshot is the uh, if you created a machine and take a snapshot of that machine, you can find it in this section, and from here you can select the snapshot which you want to use to create a machine. But in the image section, you can see, just go to the image, is a machine image. Here you will not find any image here, because here you can see only the image you have created from Google Cloud console, or a VHD file which you have imported from the on-prem or the VMware environment, or that. But I'm going to create a machine image. Just put the name as a image 01 test. Okay, you can put the descriptions over here. Source VM instance, I have created one here. I have created one VM, test VM1. That's why it is showing a single VM here. But if you have multiple VMs, you will find the multiple option, and one of them you can choose, and using that machine you can create the machine image. So this machine is a Windows machine. So after that is a regional or multi-regional. I want to create the image as a regional, means using this machine image, I can create the virtual machine inside a my region North Virginia only. If I want to create a machine inside the US East 2 is another region, so I will not find the image over there. So for that I need to choose the multi-region option. Okay, so here I am choosing regional option. Encryption, basically for the while we are working for the client, we go with the manage encryption key or the this one customer provided. So customer will provide you the encryption key. Here you need to put it here, but uh, here I am using the Google managed because I don't have any encryption key. That's why I am using Google managed encryption key. And once it's done, again equivalent command line is a just copy it, paste it here, and you can see the compute machine image, create image 1, test project cloud shiksha, and test VM1 using the source instance, this one, and this. Okay, so just copy this command and using a cloud shell I can create a image using the command line. Just paste it and you will see the result over here. So now the machine image has been created. So again go to the machine image and you will find the machine image with the name of image1 test. Okay, and if you want to create a machine using this image, just go to the image and create a machine. It's taking time. So this is about the machine image. In machine image you will create the image using the existing machine, but while you are going to the image section it will provide show you the default image which is stored in GCP. These are the default OS image. This is for Debian, for Red Hat, for Windows, all you can find it here. That these are the, this is for CentOS. These are the default image which is already in the GCP console. So if you are going to the in the storage and image, you will find the default image, and while you are going to the machine image, here you will create your custom image, or you can put your VHT file over here. So just open the image and create instance. So once you click on the create instance, it will ask you the name. I'm just putting it to 2, and region North Virginia A, and everything will be the same as per the previous image. From is a from machine image, and in this image I will not use the default firewall rules. I will use the tag IAPCS, and now create, or you can use the command line. So here while you copy this command line you will find some difference from previous one. Here it's using a machine image, not the default one. So it will show you the machine image name is machine image test to the name of the machine, and you can find the image test machine image name, source machine image name. Okay, but this time I will create it from the console only. So creating it, and in the firewall refresh it, and this one is also for the firewall. So now my second machine is getting created in the VM instance, and in machine image I have one image here. And now coming to the disk part, Once you come click on the disk, is the disk for VM1, and this one is the disk for test one machine, which I am creating. So create a disk. Once I am clicking on the create on disk, I can create an additional disk and attach it with the VM. So it's a disk 2 1 something, is a 1 2, is a single zone or regional. If I will click here for regional, it will show in the North Virginia whole region. If I will select for the zone only, it will be visible inside the A, B, C, any of the zone. But for the zone which I have created this, for that only it will be visible. Replica zone, B or C, anyone. I am choosing the B, and the is a blank disk. And now I'm coming on the disk setting. Disk type, you can see, find out the four options over here: balanced, SSD persistence, and standard persistent disk. One more is the extreme persistent disk, that is not showing here. So if I am choosing image, it will ask for the source image, and also here the snapshot option, but I am going with the blank disk and click on the compare disk type. You can see standard, balanced, SSD. It's only difference with the IOPS. The number of IOPS increased, it will increase the cost also. You can see the SSD persistent disk is the highest IOPS, and the is a cost is highest all compared to standard or balanced. And one more disk type is extreme persistent disk, that is not showing here. And the extreme persistent disk is used for the SAP HANA servers, and the IOPS is between 1 lakhs to 1 lakhs 20,000, and this is the highest cost of that disk. So while you are creating a VM, you can find the extreme persistent disk option there, like VM. Going to the VM section, suppose is my instance 1 only. And this is the for North Virginia A, and I am going to the disk part here. So here you can see is the extreme persistent disk. I am choosing here this one and select. So while I am selecting the extreme persistent disk, the cost is around 7,096 because it's the highest IOPS with the 1 lakhs IOPS per 500 GB. So if I will change it to SSD persistent, the cost will reduce to $29. So is a much, if I will go with the SSD persistent disk, it is much cheap compared to extreme persistent. And one more, standard persistent disk is a same cost, only $2 less from the SSD. But SSD is used for the database purpose. If you are creating a SQL database server, at that time you need to choose the SSD persistent disk. And also the purpose of the disk, you can see it: cost sensitive, throughput optimized, non-boot data drive. The fourth standard is not for boot data drive, means while you are using is it for the D drive or E drive to store your data. For that only standard persistent disk. And balance persistent is general purpose enterprise application, best price per GB. SSD performance sensitive business critical applications, best price per IOPS, and this is basically used for the SQL or the database services, not for the SAP HANA. For SAP HANA you need to use the extended persistent disk. So this is all about the VM, disk and image. So goodbye for today. Will upload my new video by tomorrow. Thanks for watching.